Greetings to you, Crocodile Army. I sincerely hope you made it through 2017 without being sexually harassed or assaulted. I made it through just fine, as always, but not everyone was so lucky. The story of how powerful, famous people finally were held to account for serial harassment and assault against women, and some men too, was one of the biggest of the year. Roy Moore just barely lost his election in Alabama after numerous reports of him trying to date teenagers when he was in his 30s. Trump said that he supported Moore because Moore denied the accusations. Trump, of course, is keenly aware that he has numerous accusations against him as well, and would love for a simple denial to be enough to make it all go away. When all these accusations came out against Weinstein, Spacey, Franken, and many others, I wondered whether the common reaction among the angry white guys of YouTube would be, "That was terrible," or maybe they'd find a way to make it all about them somehow. Guess what actually happened? One YouTuber said that he had to go where the evidence led him, and that as far as he was concerned, Roy Moore was innocent, because there was no evidence. Now, when it comes to evidence, the standard for being convicted in court is a much higher standard than the court of public opinion, as it should be. However, when you have multiple women giving a very similar story, including friends and family of those women, and including Moore's own very interesting story of how he met his wife, I'd wager quite a large sum of money on the accusations being true. Harvey Weinstein had a certain way he went about his harassment and assault, as did Louis C.K., as did Roy Moore. Alabamans almost elected him anyway, much to the disgust of much of the country. Now, to be fair to those in Alabama who helped save Alabama's reputation, most Moore voters didn't think the allegations were true, so they didn't see it as voting for a creeper. After all, like Trump said, well, he denied it, so it's just his word against the word of many women and their friends and their families. And yeah, of course, it could be all one huge, well-engineered conspiracy. Another YouTuber said that he's sick and tired of hearing all the time about women who were sexually assaulted. I told him that if he's tired of hearing about it, just imagine how tired these women are of actually being sexually assaulted all the time. Others put out tweets making light about how much we believe these women, insinuating that we believe them too much, or the dangers of rushing to judgment when there was an accusation, or accusing the women of just looking for a payday, or that this was all too long ago to matter. They seem to have completely missed the irony that it's exactly those charges and that treatment that has led women to be quiet about harassment for so long. Just listen to what they say about what happens when they report someone powerful, and most people will understand after hearing that. Some of those men accused did actually apologize for their past behavior, and kudos to them for doing it. Al Franken was one of the few who apologized directly to a victim, though some of his statements have been less than ideal, to say the least. So have any rich, powerful men not sexually assaulted anyone? Yes, seeing as there are many thousands of people who are considered pretty famous, it's really a relatively small number. But there have been some really famous and powerful people among them, so it has made headlines for good reason. Breaking the silence will help others in the future, so this is a good thing. The people peddling feminist takeover conspiracies and protecting the powerful will always be a thing, but I think finally most of society will see through that now, and that's a positive. These guys who are in the news are mostly serious serial offenders, and most have admitted at least some guilt, and yet some people still defend them. These same reactionaries who say that the rich and powerful shouldn't get away with any number of other crimes suddenly jump to their aid when the crime is sexual assault or harassment. I already wonder who will come in here to defend these guys, but I guess part of talking about it is letting the sunlight shine on all opinions to be examined. Between every awful thing Trump has said and done and the Me Too story, it's hard to quickly sum up 2017, but I'll give it a shot. It's often been pretty gross, but at least kind of enlightening.